Welcome to the Political Checkmate, and today I am checkmating the Gravel Institute's video called Why Do People Go Hungry? So here we go!
The world produces enough food to feed every person on the planet and then some. Yet 690 million people around the world go to bed hungry every night. And 25,000 people die of hunger every day. Even in the US, the richest country in the world, more than 12% of people experience hunger or food insecurity.
The food insecurity numbers the Gravel cited is a global number, so it includes countries that are capitalist and socialist countries. If we look at the World Bank data on food insecurity, there are many countries that have low food insecurity. Many of these low food insecurity countries rank high on the Economic Freedom Index, while the countries with high food insecurity rank low on the Economic Freedom Index. This is not surprising because a literature review of economic freedom found that two-thirds of the literature found that economic freedom to be associated with faster growth, better living standards, and more happiness. On the argument of food waste, grocery stores are only responsible for 10% of the food waste. Other causes of food waste are caused by things such as the weather and animals destroying crops, and people themselves wasting food by not eating the food. While on businesses themselves and why they don't just give the extra food away, well, the reason why they don't is because the legal system is very difficult on giving food away to people, and also why we don't give food away to third world countries. A couple reasons are that these countries are at war or have very poor infrastructure to distribute food. Well, for the US on food insecurity, I'm going to read this brilliant response from the book The Myth of American Inequality. So here we go. The success in defeating hunger among the poor was documented in 2009 by the Census Bureau. It reported that 96% of poor parents were confident that their children were never hungry at any time during the year, and 83% of poor families said they always had enough food to eat. Most poor children consumption exceeded the recommended minimum for nutrients. In fact, poor and middle income children consume the same amount of protein, vitamins, and minerals. A USDA Agriculture Research Service report titled What We Eat in America showed that for years 2013-2014, there was no statistical difference in the calories consumed per person between families with incomes of less than 25,000 and families with incomes more than 75,000. The claims of significant hunger or malnutrition are a misrepresentation of a USDA survey that reported 40 million people being food insecure in 2017. The survey counted the number of people in households for which the respondents agreed with statements such as, "We worried whether our food would run out before we got money to buy more as at some time in the last 12 months." If for a single day in an entire year, somebody in a household had worried that they might not have enough money to buy food, then the respondents would count as having agreed they were food insecure. The government asked each represented 12 similar questions, 18 questions if there were children in the household. If the response was positive on 3 or more, the entire family was classified as food insecure. As surveyed by the government, food insecurity is a state of mind, not an objective measure or medical condition of actual hunger and malnutrition. The direct objective evidence cited above from both the census and the USDA shows that the occurrence of actual hunger and malnutrition is far less frequent than a reported measure of food insecurity would suggest. In 2013, researchers at the Harvard School of Public Health conducted a random assignment experiment to test the connection between actual food availability and response to questions on food insecurity. They found that when households receive a new and continuous subsidy of extra money to buy food, the attitude of people in the households about food insecurity did not improve.
If there's no shortage of food, how can this be? Blame capitalism. 10 greedy companies control and profit off of nearly all food production across the globe. And they don't produce food to feed people, they produce it for profit. Food, something we literally need to exist, is a commodity. If you don't have the money to buy it, that's your problem. Because these companies are only driven by profit, surplus food is thrown away. 72 billion pounds of food end up in landfills every year instead of on tables of people who are starving. Under capitalism, nobody cares if you go hungry.
I can find a lot more food producers in the world on Wikipedia. Of course, this isn't to say that the government has helped big business over small businesses through subsidies and regulations. Anyway, capitalism is a system of voluntary trade between individuals. Charities have helped give food to people, and capitalism has done a much better job than socialism getting food to people. Under a socialist system, you would have problems with economic calculation, making distribution of food difficult, and the tragedy of the commons, making people treat the land very badly because they don't have a self-interest in caring for the land. This is why this study from the Slavic Review found that the private sector of Soviet agriculture, representing 3% of the economy, was able to reduce 64% of potato production, and 43% of vegetable production, and 40% of meat, and 39% of milk, and 66% of egg production. I also want to point out that the worst famine of the 20th century by excessive mortalities were because of socialism, and these famines were specifically caused by government policies. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and please donate to my Patreon so I can make more videos and have your video requests checkmated. And thanks for watching, and have a nice day.